The Austrians during the 19th century were somewhat unwilling to negotiate with a lot of the nationalities that they ruled over. I mean, you just have to look at the 1848 revolutions for how they dealt with uprisings, but eventually they relented and created a dual monarchy with Hungary. But Franz Joseph, who ruled Austria for a lot of the 19th century, was very much unwilling to make concessions. This, of course, proved to be problematic for the empire. After all, in the 19th century, they lost the Italian provinces after a couple of nationalistic wars during the Italian unification, of course. But in the early 20th century, Franz Joseph, in a rather outdated manner, annexed Bosnia, so he added Bosnians to a list of nationalities that he ruled over, which included Serbs, Croats, Czechs, Slovaks, etc., etc., etc. The empire was, of course, eventually dissolved after World War I, but one reason why Austria performed so badly during the war is because many of its soldiers just switched sides and started fighting against the Austrians. I think the Czechoslovak Legion is probably the most well-known of these. But in short, generally the other nationalities, like the Czechs or the Serbs, were unwilling to fight for an empire that they didn't want to belong to. But there could have been a solution to all of this. Had Franz Joseph died before the outbreak of the war, Franz Ferdinand would have become the new emperor, and he was very much in favour of creating a United States of Greater Austria. And this would give all of the nationalities, well, most of the nationalities, greater autonomy and some form of representation in the government. Now, you will be able to recognize a lot of the states, after all, they exist today. Like, there would be a state for the Hungarians and for the Czechs and for the Bosnians, but there would be some new states as well. For instance, there would be a Transylvania in what is now Western Romania, and the German-speaking Austrian state would have included the Sudetenland. But, of course, Franz Joseph survived, and Franz Ferdinand was assassinated, and World War I broke out. But you could speculate that had this United States of Greater Austria being created, Austria could have performed much better during the war, or may not have been dissolved at all. Or if you want to push it a wee bit, you could say that this could have put an end to the hostilities in the region and World War I might not have broke out at all.